Okay, people, I'm back with another excerpt from the latest episode of The Blue and the Brit. For this episode, Ryan and I were chatting about the people that we've met through our gaming careers. Both of us have been gamers since we were little kids, and we've met a lot of people along the way, and we've had plenty of amazing experiences, but we've also had some less than ideal experiences, and that's what we're sharing in today's excerpt. Last thing before I leave you to enjoy the clip, if you'd like to listen to the full episode of our podcast, you can head over to soundcloud.com/iBluairJgR and listen for free. And of course, if you'd like to provide more support to the channel, you can head over to patreon.com/iBluairJgR. Now, with that said, enjoy the clip. But still, it's sort of relevant to gaming in general. I mean, the other day I was playing. Well, this wasn't the other day. This was like a couple months ago. I was doing the Scourge of the Past raid in Destiny, and I was doing it with my typical raid group, but we had to fill in, I think, one slot, maybe. Yeah, I think it was just one slot. And I'm always a little bit weary about filling in raid group slots because my philosophy with raiding for every game that I play is we are going in to have a good time, so do not start bitch moaning and complaining if we die. That's my only rule about raiding. I don't care about the schedule. If you got to cancel, that's life, dude. It is what it is, but do not bitch, moan, and complain if we die. So whenever I bring in a random, I'm like, please don't say some stupid shit if we wipe. It's so stressful. And of course, we get to the final boss and we wipe once. I'm like, that's no big deal. We wipe a second time, and he's like, do you guys even know how to do the fight? And I was about to lose it. I was like freaking out. I was about to freak out on this guy because that's always the immediate kind of gut, very base level response that people make if you wipe one time on something that for all intents and purposes is complicated, is difficult. So to expect it to be flawless I always found it absurd.
It's one of those things, really. You sort of you expect the absolute best of every person that you go into a thing, into content with or whatever, and like it applies for Call of Duty as well. Like when you're you've seen all those YouTube videos of bad players or whatever, and it's it's not always that bad, But at the same time, those experiences really fucking stand out, and it's like we never really factor that nowadays. It's a very I feel it's in blame part to the rise of esports and stuff. Like everyone's seen the gold standard, and now everyone expects the diamond standard from everybody. That's sort of what we've come to sort of condition, and that's a shame, really.
Right. That's a very good point. On a smaller scale, I've even experienced that. To bring it back to Final Fantasy, the final raid group that I was in before, I pretty much stopped raiding altogether, unless it was just with friends and we were just picking up doing like a random group. I normally played on the warrior, but I wanted to start playing paladin because I always thought sword and shield was cool. So I switched to paladin, and I'm still learning the character, getting used to the cooldowns and stuff. And we're doing this fight, and we've been trying to beat it for like 2 weeks in a row, and it was, or maybe even more than that, and it was a bit stressful for everybody because people kept fucking up. It wasn't my fault 90% of the time, but that's another story. But essentially what happened was there was this really big attack, a tank buster that was coming in, and I was supposed to use my strongest defensive cooldown to block it, but I didn't do the timing right, and it wasn't ready. And I was like, oh, my bad, the skill was on cooldown. And the healer was like, oh, well, you're supposed to tell us when that skill is on cooldown. I was like, no, chill. I know I'm supposed to tell you, but I messed up. And it just turned into this big, or I actually have a clip of it if you want to watch this argument unfold. Let me send you this clip. We'll take a little pause for the cause, and I'll play the clip in the podcast with the audio. And
Oh boy.
because this was a fun moment. I was legit trying to hold back from cursing this girl out because I was starting to get upset. But the moral of the story is not everybody plays perfect at all times. You can't hold people to that golden esports standard because it's not realistic.
How have I never seen this one? All right.
Oh, this is really old. This is from 2015.
I'm playing it now.
Okay.
Oh god, is it? Oh, it's oppressor. Oh no, this has got so many ways that this can go wrong.
Yeah, so my hallowed ground was on cooldown because I didn't time it right from the last time we wiped. I'm the blue text, by the way.
Are you gonna home game with hologram?
Yeah.
Or something?
I fucking
Hey,
lied.
you were supposed to.
Oh, it's still on cooldown. That's fine. God damn it. Callie, can you pick it up?
I'm coming.
No, never mind.
Nah.
Yeah, Callie picked it up. Heals on Callie.
I'm hard
and
raising
Resna
Gibby.
when you can. Rid of this hard resin. 7 minutes is a long cooldown, man.
Well, you just tell me it's not up, because like I figured that you have it, so like
No, I
if you
thought I had
don't,
it too.
you have to actually tell me.
No. I thought I
I
had
was
it
in
too.
cleric, to be honest.
Oh, see, well, that's your fault.
Yeah, no, it's your freaking fault. God damn it. We're supposed to home from this shit.
B.
No, it was still on cooldown. For the last
Whatever.
time,
I don't know
so-
your cooldowns. Like,
Well,
how do
neither
I
do
know
I.
it?
This is my first time playing.
1,
Jesus
2,
Guys, argue
3,
that. Argue that.
4,
Alright,
5,
it's fine,
Oh yeah, we're
Six,
arguing, so this shit is
7,
done.
8.
The struggle. Okay, now that we're actually not trying to kill the boss, I'll explain to you why Hollow Ground was not
I don't want
available.
you to quit. I just want you to tell me that if it's not up for the second time, just tell me it's not up.
No.
She was so passive aggressive though. Like I was getting so upset with her.
You know,
I'll
I'm not gonna
Oh my
calculate
God.
how much
No,
time.
because you guys need to understand why it wasn't up.
Like, you know, sorry, just
The reason it wasn't
no,
up,
it's not. That's all I need.
the
We
reason
need a
Hollow
video
Ground
proof, Gibby.
was not active was because we wiped in the previous poll, and
Yeah, but
I
like,
pulled too soon.
I'm telling you, like, just tell me. It's
And
your
I'm
job to
telling
tell
you,
me
I
when you're ready
didn't
and when
know.
you're not. But you're
I'm
in
telling
cooldowns
you.
and whatever.
Let's just kiss
I
and make
I
up.
didn't
kind
know
of busy.
that it was all cooldown.
I'm sorry. I don't want to sound like a bitch or anything like that, but I'm not gonna calculate how much time you did the last time. Okay, just tell me it's not up.
No. I'm saying that should be my job, and I didn't know that Hollow
No,
Ground
I'm not saying you're
was
not
not
doing
on
it. It's
cooldown.
just
I apologize for not, taking the appropriate steps and seeing if Hollow Ground was off
Oh
cooldown.
my gosh.
This is my first time playing Paladin in
no,
a raid
it's fine.
situation.
Like I'm
And I
100% happy
apologize.
with what you're doing. Just tell me what's up. Like if it's not up, just tell me. Otherwise, I will.
No. See, the thing is, it's usually gonna be up, and I'm usually gonna notice if it's not.
No, it's fine. It's just okay. Oh, good.
I want that entire conversation as like a soundbite.
But yeah, that was the raid group that I had to deal with, and that was really my last time raiding in the traditional style of raiding, where you get a group, you raid at these particular specific times at these times of day, and we're gonna go for 4 hours, and if we don't beat it, we're gonna come back next week madder and ready to beat the fuck all that noise. When I go into a raid now, look, we're gonna get together on Friday. Maybe if something comes up, it's no big deal. The rest of us will just get together. Maybe we'll run a dungeon or something. But it's a game. We're gonna have fun. If we wipe, no big deal. If we get frustrated after an hour, we'll go do something else. But I never want to go into a raid ever again and get to this level where I'm stressed out, ready to start calling this girl all types of names. Like, bitch, you don't fucking know. You don't even know how to play this game. Your DPS is trash. Like, I never want to get to that level in a raid ever again. So, moral of the story is people can't play perfect. And there we go. That's going to do it for the excerpt. Again, if you want to listen to the whole episode, you can head over to soundcloud.com/iBluairJgR. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.